Alright guys, we're back at it again. Today's video is going to be more or less just a little bit of maintenance stuff, some stuff that I've needed to be getting done on this car for a little bit now. Trying to get it to a point where it's kind of ready for winter time. Summertime is just about over. Temperatures are starting to drop, and there's a few things I'd like to get done before that happens. Not all of them may not happen today, but they will happen at some point. One of those things that's going to be today for sure is we're going to be doing an oil change. If you've never done one before, today is a great time to learn. Let's get started with this. So starting out the gate, we're going to start with the oil change on this. Let me grab this camera here and get it off its little tripod here. All right. As I said, this is my 1997 Toyota Corolla. This is the smallest engine that they made for this car, being a 1.6 liter. We'll be working from the top side, which I know you can't see. I'm going to get some better lighting. Underneath this intake manifold here, just off to the side, kind of where I'm pointing at, right underneath of it is where the oil filter on this car is, which is what I was saying. On a lot of your older stuff, it would have been at the bottom, probably on the back side, back down here where the starter is. Some cars were like that, not all of them were. And then for the oil drain plug, we'll see if we can get down here and kind of see it. I'm gonna get down here. I've already got an oil drain pan under here. It's right back here. I know the lighting is kind of crappy, but we're gonna get to it. There we go. It's right back here. You'll kind of see more as we get into it. So I do want to emphasize one thing on some of these older cars. I want to show y'all a little something, a little side tip for you. May help you in the future not to do this to your car. Most people, when they jack up a car, they're going to jack it up in this general area. They're going to have this little, what they call a pinch weld right here, nice and flat. On these cars, if you look right here, you'll see where I've made that same mistake right here. Not a good spot to jack up a car on. Also, you'll see right here, right there, you see that little kind of square that I'm pointing to? You'll see right there, kind of damaged a little bit, just a little bit damaged. Guys, those are not jack points. Those are, the pinch weld to a certain degree is, but once they get on your older cars, they're not the strongest thing. This is what you call a subframe car, meaning from roughly, we'll say probably right here up to the front, there is a actual frame, but from this door seam to the back, the floor pan is your structure. It is your frame. That square point that I pointed at, right, see if I can get that, get a better view on that. Yeah, that right back there, that square that tip of my finger's at, that channel is not secured. That is hollow on the inside. The reason that is hollow is for when water gets down inside that little bit of a channel that runs all the way back, water can run down it and run out, so it doesn't rot your floor pans. You rot your floor pans, you get rust in your floor, you're gonna have some major trouble. I'm gonna set this up real fast, see if we can't get some better lighting. I want you guys to be able to see what I see, know what I know. It just happens my buddy here at his shop doesn't have the best lighting, but we do have mobile light systems too, so hopefully we can get something worked out here. See if we can see something. Set that right there as the engine kind of cools off a little bit. I'll come grab you guys here. All right. we're gonna carefully feed this down in there. There you go. You see that black and orange? That is my oil filter. That's where our filter is that we'll be taking off. And then we're gonna go back under here and see if I can't show you that drain pan. See if we can get tucked up under there. Right there. That is our oil drain pan. Not to be confused with over here on the left side of the car. You see that? That's where your transmission fluid goes. That's the transmission fluid pan. One we want is on the right side of the car. Slightly bigger, has a nifty little drain plug on it. That's our first goal of today. So let me see if I can get you guys set up and bring you along with me for the ride. See if we can kind of get you back here a little bit. All right. So to start this, we're going to have to jack the car up. We're going to be jacking it up from this right here. The center support on this car is pretty solid. That's where I like it jacked up at. It doesn't bend any frames, anything like that. Scoop this light out of the way here. Gonna need to move our drain pan out of the way for now. I'm gonna go ahead and use my buddy's bigger jack because it's closer. Get my poor man creeper. If you don't know what a poor man creeper is, well, that's a nice flat piece of cardboard. Put this jack up here. One thing to remember when you're jacking up the car, if you have an e-brake and it works, jack it up. As you're jacking it up, make sure you use that e-brake. Hopefully it works. Not too worried about my car for the most part. I do have my e-brake on because my car is a front wheel drive. Fortunately for me, I'm kind of a little guy, so I don't have to worry about jacking it all the way up off the ground so the wheels are still on the ground. If you have them and you have the ability to use them, please use jack stands. That is a safety thing to keep you from doing stupid things like I'm about to do, because I currently do not have my jack stands with me. Don't crawl under a car without jack stands. It's not safe, it's not smart. Move my personal jack out of the way. All right, I'm gonna grab my poor man creeper here. Get it kind of slid up under there. Poor man creeper, $3.99. All right, cool. This is the first thing that I grabbed. So try 17 mil here. 17 mil's too big. My wife was awesome enough to buy me this really nice set of ratchet wrenches because I've been wanting them for a long time. They're super convenient. Now they've come out with better versions of it, but hey. You get what you get, you don't throw a fit. And for mine, it's a 14 millimeter. Oh, goodness. All right. All right, that's a little tighter than I thought. It should not be that tight, guys. You want it snug, but you don't want it so tight that you're having to use an impact to get it off. So we're gonna switch over to our ratchet. Let's see, find us a 14 millimeter right here. Okay. Okay, that tightened it. Now we're gonna loosen it. There we go. Now you want to go ahead and get your drain pan ready. My suggestion, always let your car cool off because it's about to get hot. You don't want to get burned just to change the oil in your car. Gonna pull it just enough to start leaking, just to where it starts dripping. We about got it there. There we go. Whew. Hey, did pretty good. I didn't even get oil on me. Well, I got a little bit on my thing, but hey, that's okay. Yeah, it definitely looks like it was time for an oil change. Get our finger in that a little bit. Yeah, she's a little dark. This is also a good time to inspect your oil. Once it's completely drained, check your pan for any metal shavings, anything like that. Now we'll let that drain for a little bit, kind of do its thing. It looks like it's actually almost done. Let's scoot that pan back just a hair so as it starts to run out. Here's another quick tip for you too. So you know we jacked our car up. So let's go ahead and lower that down. That'll help push all that oil to the front where the drain plug was. Perfect. Now while it's doing its thing, we're gonna move on up here to the top for a second. While it does what it does, I'm gonna take you off the stand for just a second here. That's our oil catch can. Since we're already here, might as well go ahead and now we're going to go ahead and check our oil catch can. See what we can't do about getting that deal worked out here. Try to get you guys set up where you can see. I'm going to go ahead and loosen that as well so we can check her out. It hasn't been on here very long, so you guys won't have to do this because you probably don't have a catch can. But if you do, while changing your oil is the best time to do it because, you know, it's just like changing an oil filter. So, got a 10 millimeter going on here. We can go ahead and loosen this up so we can crack her open, see if we find anything inside there or not. Alright, she slid down, so we know she's good enough to get out now. So we're going to go ahead and loosen this little guy up here. If you haven't watched my video on oil catch cans, do it. It might not be the best description of them, but I tried my best to let you guys know what was going on. Okay. Yeah, you can see just a little bit of oil on there. Not too horrible. We'll set that like that for the moment. Go back here and get something to kind of clean that up with. Grab this light. I want you guys to be able to see. I've never been able to do this portion of it on video. It's always never worked out for me at the same time of doing a video, so right now is the perfect time. All right, so we'll set this off to the side for the moment. I don't know, can you guys see that? Maybe a little bit. You can see in the pores that oil. So we're just gonna kind of wipe that off a little bit, get that all cleaned up. And that's actually pretty good because well, this hasn't been on there very long either. Just kind of show you hands are clean, so I'm gonna stick my finger down in there a little bit. Yeah, you gonna pick it up for me? Yeah, there you go. So not that bad, but we're already here. There wasn't a lot in there. I don't know if it kind of, yeah, it kind of picks it up a little bit. You can kind of see a little bit down inside there, not much. We're gonna go ahead and drain that out. That catch can, all that came off there. And that could have ended up on the back of our valves and turned into carbon composites, which are not good. Our filter still looks really fresh in there as far as our baffle goes. So now we'll put this back together. Just like that. There we go. Nice and tight, nice and tight. Now we'll set it back down in our temporary holding bracket. I can go ahead and tighten that dude back up. And if you haven't seen how to install a catch can, if you're curious about how to install them, a little bit different on this car versus my wife's car, but I did put one on her car. Very in-depth on how to install an oil catch can. A lot better than the way I installed it on this thing. So hopefully it'll be very beneficial to you if you want to know how to, even if you don't plan on getting one for your car, check it out. It's worth a watch, I think. All right, now while that's kind of doing its thing down there, I'm gonna go down here and check on it. All right, cool. Looks like we're down to a drip. So I don't know if you caught it or not, but I actually dropped my plug off in that bucket. So now we get to fish that out of there. Yeah, I can feel the drain plug in there. So what we're gonna do is empty it into this bucket slowly. Ooh, yeah, that is yummy. That looks like chocolate milk, like Hershey's chocolate milk on a very bad level. I do see our drain plug, so that's good. Whoop. See if I can fish that guy on out of there. There we go. Ooh, she's hot. Yep, she's hot. All right, now we can dump all this back into that. Yeah, these definitely do. Yep, good thing is it's changed now. Oop, I did spill just a little bit. That's not good. All right, let me grab my drain plug. It was a little hot. Right now, good time to clean it off. Also, would have been a really good time to get a new crush washer, which might be where my leak was coming from. But, well, I don't have one, so we're just gonna have to make do for now. So, set this drain plug off to the side, up out of my way. Let me set you guys back up. Okay, now we'll get our oil pan back. I'll kind of slide it under here where I need it to be, so that when we take our oil filter off, we can kind of get to it. I want to step over here in front of the car. These should only be about hand tight, guys. There we go. It's starting to loosen, which is good. Okay, now it's gonna have some still left in it, so it's gonna leak a little bit. I always suggest getting a glove or even a rag like this, kind of wrapping it around it for extra grip. It's gonna be hot. All right, now we dropped it into the pan, so let me grab that, show you guys what that looks like. Here we go. So here's our old oil filter. That's our old frame right there. Good to go. All right, so now we have nothing on the car. All the oil is efficiently drained out of it. I'm gonna set this back up under here for right now, just to get it out of the way. I'm gonna take my drain plug, and I'm gonna grab you guys, and I'm gonna take you along for the ride. I want you to be able to see it all. I want you to have the full experience. Let's see if we can turn that light around. All right. So now, I'm gonna move that drain pan out of the way. See if I can get you guys up in there to there. Also a good time, which I've already kind of said it, but it'd be a good time to inspect your oil pan, see if you see any leaks or anything, if you got any old oil leaking. Also, once you've already drained it, now's the time to clean her off. So that's what we're gonna do. Take my rag, Clean that off, nice and pretty. What's happening, Captain? We were actually just talking about you. Hopefully about showing your project on here one day. Get an awesome little gander at it.
And all its rustiness.
And all of its glory. Well, that's what I was telling them too, you know. We got old junkers. We don't have brand new Cadillacs or today's generation Teslas, you know. But hey, nothing wrong with that. Old and crusty, as long as they run and go.
Have that anyway.
You know what? We got a few minutes. You want to go out here and take a gander at it? Let's go out here and look at this. Oh yeah. What year's this thing?
78.
78, all of its rusty gloriness.
Yeah.
So you guys, this is what we grew up with. We didn't have the luxuries. We had junk like this.
Definitely project.
Yes, nice glorious project. My buddy here, he's been working on this thing off and on for a little bit now.
Almost a year now.
Almost a year. But he's done pretty good work on it. We got one of our favorite nice Amazon carburetors. We got our nice, I don't know, I'm gonna guess Advanced Auto.
AutoZone.
AutoZone, hey, I was close enough. Got some nice new alternator on there.
If it's not AutoZone or Amazon, that's pretty much not going on this.
Yeah. Hey, that's something, guys, right here you don't see a lot on these old inline 6. Nice set of long tube headers.
Yeah, I looked them up. They're actually Hedman headers.
Hey, that's even better.
Yeah.
Here's something else you don't see on a lot of newer cars anyway. Check this out, guys, right here. That's your firing order for your spark plugs. 1, 5, 3, 6, 2, 4. New cars don't have that. They want to make it difficult on you.
Wish they did.
I wish they did too. A lot of this newer junk. Oh man. Got some nice painted old Steelies with them
I repainted them.
brand new tires. Got the old Papaw side steps that we all grew up with. Oh yeah, gotta love that nice crusty sound of the door. You won't hear that anymore in today's cars. Got the 4-speed Bulldog, 4-wheel drive on the floor. And I really want to get this on video because this is something that you won't see a lot. Check out the seat, guys. Not a tear. Most of them, all the padding's got the what we call the fat guy roll on it, where they've done slid out the side so much that it's tore, or they're covered in Mexican blankets so that you can't see it.
And the springs are showing.
And the springs are showing, and it's always rough. This is back when you, you know, you put all your jumper cables, and guys would put spare spark plugs and bottles of oil because they leak like a sieve. And
Example A.
Example A, hey.
Steering fluid, all that good shit.
Power steering fluid, all that good stuff. But yeah, for an old crusty rusty, hey, she's solid. For the most part. I mean, she's old, but
It runs down the road.
But you know what? Check this out. That's all real steel. That ain't none of that new. What'd they start doing in 2010?
97.
Or well,
2010 for the aluminum.
for the aluminum, yeah, 2010. Something made out of recycled Bud Light beer cans, you know. But hey, guys, he's put quite a bit of work in this. He's done pulled the bed off this thing at one point. He's went through it and he's painted the frame on it. Put some rust preventative on it, put new shocks on it. He got a whole new custom straight pipe exhaust there.
Yeah.
On both sides. Hey, check that out, guys. Look, there's one, and you can see in the back there's two.
True dual.
True dual, no muffler, no catalytic converters. Shoot. Yeah, she's solid. Yeah. It looks like he's missing a wheel stud, but hey, if 4 didn't hold, you know, 5 never would have. Manual lockouts to lock in your 4-wheel drive with. You know. She ain't the prettiest thing, but she does run. Got a nice new sparker lighter. Ignition coil. High energy 8mm suppression coils. Yeah, you've done quite a bit of work on it since last time I was over here. Let's go fire this up. Let's see what what'd you say, 78? Yeah. Let's see what 1978 sounds like with no mufflers on it, you know? And if I remember correctly, you don't even have to dump the clutch for this one to start it.
Just get it neutral right there.
There we go. Yeah, a lot of your modern cars, you gotta push that third pedal. Not this guy.
I was down last week, so it's
not bad, guys, not bad. See if we can get this tripod to set up for a second. See if we can get some awesome sound. Get a little bit of a audio, video, you know? Hey, that's 1978 Americana though. Yeah, she got a little bit of a miss. I promise, guys, that's the motor, that's not me. But that's all right. He's driven this truck a few miles anyway since you've put it back on the road. Yeah. Got the FORD on the steering wheel. Shoot. What we got on there? 58,459 miles. Sounds pretty good for no exhaust, you know what I mean?
They're just straight pipes.
Who needs a radio when you got all that sound, you know what I'm saying?
You wouldn't be able to hear it if it had it.
You wouldn't be able to hear it if it had it. Shoot. You know, and what was my favorite part, I don't know if he still has them in here or not. Did you take my seatbelt out? Yeah, the one that had the GM logo on it?
It's still behind the seat.
Oh, is it? Okay. Somebody once put a little GMC General Motors love into it, so they put a seatbelt in it. I guess they were missing one at one point.
I think it was for the middle buckle, the lap belt in the middle.
So where'd you find this truck at? I don't even think it was running when you got it, was it?
No, it had been sitting for about 4 years. I bought it from my cousin out in Eastview.
Nice. Now I know this part, I know this, but just for the video anyway, this might sound a little bit ridiculous, but for the cost of what stuff has gone to now, because everybody thinks their stuff's worth its weight in gold, what'd you pay for this truck not running?
I gave $2,000 for it.
$2,000.
I went the first day and I changed nothing but a fuel line and the carburetor, and I had it running the first day.
This is
after sitting for 4 years. That's
after 4 years. That's all you did to it.
That's all I did to it.
And now, of course, you've made upgrades like battery cables, battery, things that you want to change to keep her going.
Simple stuff. I put the alternator on it last week. Power steering pump's new. All new brake lines, front and back. Of course, all the suspension in the front end's all new. So yeah.
Hey, nothing happens overnight, you know what I mean? It might take a few years, but it's getting there. Look, and you can't be complete redneck without a little bit of duct tape on your window, but hey, you know what? That window's coming out. We got a brand new one, brand new used, as we say around here.
Just gotta find this.
We just got to find somebody to put it in a windshield strip kit, because, well, we ain't that good around here at this shop, so we're gonna pay somebody to put a window in this thing.
I just don't want it to leak.
And we don't want it to leak. Originally, when you picked this truck up, I know we had talked about actually what you were gonna do rather. I try to help when I can. I haven't really done much on this truck besides bleed brakes for you
That's pretty much
so far.
everything I've done to it.
But we originally talked about maybe painting it, and I think I might have talked him into leaving it as is, you know, maybe rough it up a little bit, get some of the roughness off from it, and then maybe shoot some clear coat over it, because
I kind of like the
old,
ready look to it.
yeah, I kind of like the old field truck look, you know. And there's so many products out there now that you can put on these things, and it'll brighten it up, make it look nice. You can even go as far as to kind of take something like this, or let me get you in a little bit, like something like this right here, and you can wet sand it with a heavy grade, like maybe a 2500 or 3000 grit sandpaper. It'll take, you know, some of this off, but it'll leave this on here, and then you go over it with a buffer, and it'll bring out all the black but still leave all this, and then you just shoot clear coat over top of it. I think it looks pretty cool myself. It's got a few whiskey dents in it, you know, a few here and there, a few little, you know.
You know, it was a log truck back in its day, so I had to haul firewood with it.
And this is running what axles? Dana
It's got a 9-inch in the back and a Dana 44 in the front.
Dana 44 in the front, a Ford 9-inch in the back, which I guess for Fords is pretty bulletproof, because a lot of old hot rod guys, they'll put them in Novas and old pickup trucks, and
That's why a lot of these trucks disappeared. People would buy the truck, take the rear end out of it, the engine out of it, scrap the rest.
oh yeah, guys, I remember when me and him were growing up. Like I said, me and him met 15 years ago when we were in college. Close to 15 plus years ago. We were driving crap like this back in high school and college, and back then, you know, like he said earlier, you could get this truck for like, he paid $2,000 for it, and back then you could have got this out of a field for like, you know, $500 to $1,000, but it's just not like that anymore. As things like this progress in popularity, and people were starting to get more and more into realizing that, you know, old stuff is better.
This is not even...
Well, I think this old Corolla is at the point now that it's probably cooled off enough. So yeah, you guys watched me put the drain plug back in it. All I'm gonna do is the opposite of what I did, which is I'm just gonna screw the oil filter back on it. Pop the old engine oil cap right here, and we'll start pumping the oil to it. Check your owner's manuals, or even call your local parts house when you get your oil in your filter. They can tell you how much oil your car takes. Each one is going to be different. It'll always take more when you're doing a pan and oil filter together. So if your car holds 3.5 quarts, you might have to do a full 4 on an oil change with the filter. Guys, I hope that helps you out a little bit. I hope you like my buddy's truck out here. We'll probably have it in future videos as he progresses on it. If it helps you out, like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.